All right, Vito Mielnicki Jr. headline from Prudential Center in Jersey. Um, he's 19 years old. You remember he lost to James Martin and Joey Spencer. Uh, took James Martin on in the rematch because James Martin came in overweight versus Selecki. Now, I'm talking about Joey Spencer. Fight card was pretty good, man. Shout out to Ken Sims Jr. He moved up to welterweight on short notice to take on Keyshawn Williams, who's an undefeated welterweight prospect as well too. So it actually was a good card, man. And I found myself kind of bouncing back and forth between uh, the football game with the Cardinals and Colts, and a little bit of the Nets game towards the end. I really didn't watch all the basketball yesterday, man. I had other things I had to do, but yeah, Jovis Gomez, he got the knockout too. As a Cuban. Um, he's a super welterweight, man. So somebody to watch out for too. It was a good card, man. Um, it was a long card too, bro. As far as overall, they ain't show all these televised, but they showcased Joey Spencer first, and then that's what I seen first. And then after that was a couple cards like the Lovejoy Gomez card. Then they jumped to the Rajon Chance card, was a rematch with Ellen. Who's this the who they use? Okay. And then the Chance, it was a good card. The Chance fight was a good fight too, bro. It was a good fight card. Chance and Jesus both had a rematch. Man, Jesus was pretty good, and Chris Colbert was there supporting Chance and somebody else, and then Richard Hisson came. Uh, they came and he came and supported Vito Mielnicki Jr. That was his sparring partner. They spar a lot, and we start off with Joey Spencer. He actually looked good, really good this fight. A lot of people kind of hating on Joey Spencer because I think he's white privilege, but even in some of his fights, man, you see the physical. You see kind of like he trying to be slick. You see the hand speed. You see the physical gifts that he have. All right, you see it, you know, and you see it. And last night he kind of started to put it together. I thought kind of, he was doing good, but his opponent, was trying to come over the top of his low hand, and he had to make that adjustment because his lead hand was low. He trying to, kind of like hybrid fight behind the shoulder and kind of, and the Ponce guy was kind of, every time he threw the jab, he came back because Spencer was bringing it back to his hip, and Ponce was trying to come over the top. So Spencer had to make the adjustment of picking his hands up and moving to his right. And Ponce wasn't no like pushover neither. Like he's probably gonna go level up after this fight because James Martin actually beat Vito Mielnicki. It's a 2-year difference too. In 2 years, 19 to 21, whatever it is between them, it's tough. Because he beat, Selecki majority decision. I mean, he really beat Selecki and James Martin. He really beat him. It was on the Harrison Peretta card. Anytime you win a decision versus the house fighter, majority, any type of decision probably really was the unanimous decision, right? And Joey Spencer came back and beat him unanimous decision wise. I don't think Martin has been stopped yet. Nope. Got 3 losses, but the reason he ended up taking on he took on Selecki. Joey Spencer took on Martin on short notice for because he came in overweight for Selecki. So Joey Spencer stepped in. I guess he was already in the card or something in shape. So he lost to Kayshawn Hutchinson, somebody 4-5. He lost to Xander Zayas as well too. As another hot shot prospect, guy that looked like the goods. I mean, there's no denying it so far. He 19 and he top rank know how to move him. And then he lost to he beat Vito Mielnicki Jr. He lost to Joey Spencer, but the opponent Joey Spencer fight last night, man, pretty good. He got the only time he got stopped was last night. Like he had 2 fights already lined up next year too. So I mean, so solid. And then he lost to Thomas Hill split decision. I think that's Earl Boy. Yeah, that's Earl Boy. Me has to do that being Earl to be strong with Earl. Somebody put him to sleep. Lucius Johnson. Nigga named Lucius. I think that's my man. Nigga look like his name. He was Lucius. So I mean, he got some, he's solid. And And Joey Spencer did what he supposed to do with him. Joey Spencer made the adjustment. He hurt him with a right. He hurt him a couple times with a right hook. You don't really see too many right hooks. You see the overhand rights and the straight rights, but he hurt him with a right hook. Then he had a highlight reel knockout with the right hook. So yeah, Spencer seemed like Joey Spencer. A lot of people don't like him, but it seemed like he's starting to click. And people say, well, why Joey Spencer getting this opportunity? Well, he must have been a good amateur. Only guys that come out the amateurs, they got a good amateur resume, get this type of push. You know what I'm saying? Or you like very marketable already. We seen Oscar De La Hoya come out with a come out with a gold medal, and he was making 50,000 for his debut. And somehow Joey Spencer must have been really good in the amateur, so he got that push. Because they ain't pushing Cobra this hard. Still. You know what I'm saying? He on the cusp of a world championship, and they not pushing Richardson Hitchinson hard at all, too. At all, neither. And that's something that we was talking about in our private chat yesterday, man. That some people had a problem with how Vito Mielnicki Jr. Was headlining a show last night. And shows that people saying that shows that Al Heyman not pro black, but historically, if you watch the telecast, they said that it ain't really never been no major card in damn near like 100 years in boxing on Christmas. So a lot of guys don't want to fight on Christmas neither. So I guess these guys stepped up and they fought on Christmas. But yeah, he got a whole Vito Mielnicki Jr. got a whole card at the Prudential Center. There wasn't no ballroom, you know. Was it filled up? No, but it was a nice amount of people there. Probably more people that's going to be able to be. It's probably more people there that's going to be at Martin and Ortiz. And I heard Bushido talking about. I heard he ain't even going to be on paper like Fox pay per view or something like payperview.com or something like that. So, but yeah, Spencer took the next step in his development last night, man, and he looked good. So now it's on to a new category of fighters. He ready for the top 15, 10-ish yet? His next fighter tell, but at one point I was thinking about his career, like he probably need to bring somebody in. I think he was training with Virgil Hunter for a minute. He was with Virgil for a minute. So yeah, just keep doing that. I mean, Devin and Jesse Vargas use everybody as a trainer. So they get all the game from everybody. So his dad run his corner, but he probably, he improved, but he probably need to keep working with somebody like Virgil or somebody in that area of expertise. But yeah, good. He looked good last night. Hands fast, feet pretty good. Just like to see him continue. I'm like, he gonna have to pick that hand up, bro. And he gonna have to find something that he good at. If it's gonna be walking these guys down, it's gonna be on the outside because he sit right in the pocket with you. You could be good there, but guys that sit in the pocket, your defense and your counter punching ability has to be on point. So that should come later. They got to figure out a point. We're gonna be on the outside because people at 154 big. So it's like I said, it's no rush for him to get into the top 10 or 20. 21 years old, right? It's no rush. I think about next year gonna tell a lot about him, but we ain't gonna tell a lot about him. But like I said, ain't no rush. Keep getting stronger. He's starting to fill out too physically. He gonna be a problem, right? But Vito Mielnicki Jr. This is the guy who's the pull. He's physically getting bigger. He's 19, 6 foot, 70-inch reach. His nickname is White Magic. That bothered somebody last night. They didn't know if they listened to this video. He did lose already. Lost to James Martin, the tough, rugged James Martin we just talked about from Philadelphia. He has 2 wins since then. He was supposed to rematch James Martin, but James Martin came in overweight, and Joey Spencer stepped in and handled the work. But I know people that just happen to tune in and click through the channels. You ain't really seen too many white fighters, and I think he's Italian too, so I don't want to disrespect him. We don't see too many fighters that look like them headlining cards or on TV on boxing anyway. If you see them, most of the time they British, so or they some other ethnic background. But yeah, Vito ended up getting him out of there. Nicholas DeLomba, right? And the Prudential Centers were the next piece to play with before they moved to Brooklyn. All right, 31. He been stopped 2 times. All his previous match was Richardson Hitchinson. I mean, I guess that makes sense why they were sparring. Hitchinson had already decisioned him, and he did something that Hitchinson didn't do. He stopped him. So yeah, Richard Hitchinson just fought on FS1 versus Malik Hawkins. And Hitchison just not a finisher. He seemed like he got enough pop, but he's just not a finisher. So that makes sense why they were sparring now. You know what I'm saying? Um, so I mean, he lost to Win Ortiz. He didn't got to beat up a few times again. So I mean, yeah, it was a solid test for him. People gonna be hard on the kid because anytime you see somebody getting pushed, you think about guys to get pushed hard. You think about Mike Tyson when he's younger and he passing all the tests. It's gonna take time. He got a black training and coaching team too. So obviously he know what he need to be doing. He need to be slick. He need to be in that welterweight. You gotta be able to, or 54. You grow into that division. You gotta be slick. Once again, it shouldn't be no rush. It's a lot of things he got to work on, man. And it took him a minute to find LaBamba. It took him a minute to find him, but honestly, bro, I think it's I don't I think honestly I think that you can see the talent there. You see physically how big he is. I think it's too early. Everybody think when you see a young talent like him, he supposed to be blowing through. He supposed to be blowing through people. You know what I'm saying? He supposed to be blowing through people like Tyson or what I'm saying? Even Lomachenko, who had 2 gold medals, got rushed and he lost. It just takes some time, bro. And I think he got the talent. And I think 19 years old. Don't even got a whisker on his face. It's gonna take some time. And I see some things there, but race is always a touchy topic that people, try to evade and talk away from. But he getting pushed, and he wasn't even a senior champion in the amateurs. He won a lot of juniors in the amateurs, and by the time he got seniors, he turned pro. And people say, why they pushing him like that? Well, it is just the way of the world. If you got, it's like y'all, people covet those Jordans or wear Jordans or wear shoes or wear apparel. There ain't a lot of white people walking around in boxing, and the ones you can market to the white casual fan are very important. You know what I'm saying? So he can play a part of bringing the whole demographic back to boxing. You gotta remember that. So, like I said before, the card, and I won't sit and watch something that I don't like. Some boxing cards that I gotta report that people want to hear about, I gotta sit through and watch it. But go back and watch it. I sat and watched this card last night. Even the chance fight, which was really good. This was a good card last night, and it was a good crowd there. People said, "What is empty, man?" Well, shit, this nigga 19. It was a good crowd. How many people were able to fight in the Prudential Center, bro? Secure is doing it, but talking about some of these black fighters, we don't need support them. You put a nigga in there, man, that's from there, and jokers won't show up to watch him fight. Just being real. So, like I said, I ain't gonna hate on no teenage kid, bro. Just my always advice is to him and Joy Spencer, take your time and do it right. You know what I'm saying? And ain't no rush when you a kid. No rush to get in there, man. You fresh. You getting primer. You getting skillful. And in that welterweight top 15s are getting older. They gonna move up and retire. So ain't no rush. He's the wave after Anderson, Ben, and Ortiz, or after Lubin and Fondor. He's the wave after those guys. So I think he's good enough, man. It's gonna take some time, bro. But it's enough there to see that. Him to stop a guy Hitchison, then obviously he fight Hitchison after Hitchison beat him, and Hitchison was sparring the game, pointers how to beat him. So he had the cheat code. That's still impressive. You know what I'm saying? That's still impressive, man. So like I said before, I can hate on him, man. I just wish the best for these young guys, man. It's great that they get an opportunity to feed their family. Joey Spencer is expecting his first child, and he making enough money now in boxing where he was able to move out his parents' crib. So that's beautiful, bro. That's beautiful. But hey, let me know what you girls and guys think. Check the Fight Reaction playlist. Let me know if you watched your card, what you thought about it in the comment section. Want to financially support the channel? Cash App CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. All my social media links, description as well too. Twitter's the fastest way, than Facebook and Instagram. If you have a business question, inquiry, response, video request, or you want to chop it up, or you just want to support me on social media. Appreciate you guys. Give me to 1,000 followers on Twitter, man. I do appreciate that, man. So yeah, it took a minute, but I appreciate that. I'm close to 1,000 on Twitter. Help me get there. Follow me on Twitter. Link in the description. I already got 11,000 on Facebook. So keep following me on Facebook. Got a lot of good information on there that I used to do back in the day too. But check the fight reaction playlist. Appreciate the love, support. Best way to donate: thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, comment, and subscribe button, the bell icon button, hit all notifications, increase change the notifications.